What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. So we're all aware how fun the Oklahoma City Thunder's rebuild has been. Ever since they got Shai Gilgeous-Alexander from the Paul George trade and all the draft picks, they've been such a fun team, and now it's finally starting to pay off as they're at top of the West, or one of the top three teams in the West at the moment. But obviously we know how many assets this team does have, but do they decide to make a big all-in move at the deadline with how good they are this season? Well, there's a certain player that people have been talking about that'd be a perfect fit for the Thunder to go get. And the more I think about it, the more I love it. Lauri Markkanen on the Oklahoma City Thunder would be so much fun. So we're going to do that today in 2K. We're going to bring Lauri Markkanen to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you are new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. We are on the road to 50,000 subs. You want to hit that subscribe button to help us reach that goal. That'd be absolutely amazing. But as I said, the Thunder are one of the top three teams in the Western Conference. We know how good they are. We also know how many assets this team does have. So if they did decide that they want to go all in on a certain player, whether it's Lauri Markkanen or someone else at the deadline, they obviously could do so if they please. But what we're going to try to do is bring Lauri Markkanen to this team. He'd be such a perfect fit next to like Shai, Chet, and then whoever else they decide to keep outside of obviously, whoever they trade for Lauri Markkanen. So let's go talk to the Jazz. Now, when it comes to trading for Lauri Markkanen, we know Danny Ainge is a guy that's a decent GM as well, just similar to Sam Presti. So I feel like Danny Ainge is going to make Sam Presti overpay. Would obviously Sam Presti not want to overpay? It's going to be an interesting question, but we're going to try to build a trade here. So Lauri Markkanen averaging 24 points per game, obviously 39% shooting from three. He's been amazing. I mean, whether you play him at the 3 or the 4 in Oklahoma City, he'd be a perfect fit next to Chet Holmgren. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to get him here. So we also have Davis Bertans' contract, which should match it almost perfectly. So we could just start with that, and we could just start with a bunch of draft picks if we wanted to. I mean, I'm sure we have a young player we can throw in here, of course. So like if we do like Ousmane Dieng, for instance, who hasn't been able to really do too much in Oklahoma City just yet, and then you give me like, I don't know, Luka Samanis, not Luka Doncic, don't get confused. And then we got Davis Bertans, Ousmane Dieng, and then let's say we gave up as many picks as we possibly can. So this Rockets pick, it's actually top 4 protected, so I will keep it still. Although if this pick does not fall into the top 4, I believe it turns into a second round pick. I could be totally wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure. We also could give the Jazz their first round pick back. I think that's something the Jazz would probably entertain, so we can go ahead and throw that in there. And then obviously the asset pool remains amazing. So, and let's say it's like the 76ers top 5 protector, something like that. So Bertans, Ousmane Dieng, and 3 firsts or Lauri Markkanen. It seems rich, but I feel like Markkanen is going to cost that much to get him off Danny Ainge's hands. I really do. So we're going to offer that, and just like that, we have Lauri Markkanen in Oklahoma City. So like I said, we can keep him up at the 3, or we can move him to the 4, which I know for a fact, if you move Jalen Williams to the 3, he goes up like crazy. He really does. He goes up to an 84 overall. So we're going to move him to the 3. Lauri Markkanen provides so much spacing for this team. He also goes up as well. Now look at this team at the deadline. You can't tell me this team would not be so much fun. Shai, Josh Giddey, Jalen Williams, Lauri Markkanen, and Chet Holmgren as a starting 5. Sounds like so much fun. And then Lou Dort, Isaiah Joe, Casey Wallace, and Aaron Wiggins as our bench. Obviously, we probably could use a backup 5 in this rotation, but I mean, we have some length with Markkanen and Chet. But I think we're going to go ahead and just roll with how it is right now. So I'm not going to make any moves after we just got Markkanen. I love the idea of Markkanen and Chet as a front court. And of course, Markkanen also is under like really good salary for the next 2 years as well. Like 17 million, 18 million. That's a steal in his prime, about to enter his prime really. So we're going to go ahead, with the rest of the season. Oklahoma City, please go get Lauri Markkanen in real life. That would be really intimidating. I'm not going to lie, as a Blazers fan, although we're like not even near being competitive just yet, obviously, or like a contender or anything like that. But man, for the teams in the West, if you're out there trying to win a championship this year, I really fear your chances if Markkanen ends up in Oklahoma City, because that fit just sounds amazing. Today's video is brought to you by Prize Picks. Prize Picks is a player props app that's available on mobile or desktop. Not only do they have NBA, of course, they have all kinds of sports outside of just basketball. They even got like esports on here as well. They got the MLB season props up here already if you're a baseball fan. But basically how it works, you choose between 2 to 6 players, 2 players being 3 times their entry, all the way up to 6 players being 25 times their entry. So basically, they have all kinds of stats outside of just, like points and rebounds or something like that. You could throw them all together. You got rebounds, assists, got blocks and steals, and there's much more that's just not on the board at the moment. But let's say we went to Isaiah Hartenstein, who's been starting for the Knicks, and we say he's going to get over 19.5 points, rebounds, and assists. You click more on that projection. And let's say we go to Tyus Jones, and we get 21.5. You click more on that projection. That's how it works. It's pretty simple. And then if you guys seen what we were able to do yesterday, man, it could have been a much bigger day. Unfortunately, I had the tight end instead of the other receiver on Arizona, or not, yeah, on Arizona. That really sucked. But we hit these two. $50 here and then $50 here. We get a couple Amari Cooper DNPs, and on two other apps as well. I actually hit for another 50. So I made $200 last night. Off of this, and that all comes from DGF's correlation tool. This tool right here is up 749 units since August 18th. Basically, it gives you the slips, you put them in. It's been a lot of fun using it. For example, it's basically how it works. It basically just gives you the slip, you put it in, and just correlate. Football, such a correlated sport. Obviously, for the receiver to get the ball, the quarterback has to throw it, so both of them are getting yards. So Brock Purdy, if he is going to go over his yards, and more than likely Brandon Ayuk and Deebo Samuel are benefiting off of that, of course. Same thing with Jacoby Brissett, who's starting over Sam Howell this weekend, but that doesn't really matter. That's besides the point. I'm a Commanders fan, which I'm in pain. Whatever. Thank you, not for watching. Thank you to Prize Picks and DGF for sponsoring today's video. If you want to sign for Prize Picks, so you match your first deposit dollar for dollar up to $100. Use code Crushables, and then for DGF, I have their tools, linking down in the description below. I also have their YouTube channel in the description below if you want to check out more information about these tools. But thank you to Prize Picks and DGF for sponsoring today's video. Back to the rebuild. So Luka Doncic does win MVP. Victor Wembanyama, Rookie of the Year. Russell Westbrook, 6th man. Wemby also win Defensive Player. Kobe White, Most Improved. And Steph is your clutch player. And Joe Mazzulla, Coach of the Year, who almost lost to the Pistons yesterday. Absolutely insane. But Luka Doncic, Jokic, Giannis, Trae Young, Embiid, and then we got Shea. So Shea Gilgeous-Alexander makes it, which is fantastic. You love to see that. 28 points per game on the season from him. All-NBA third team, all-defensive first team makes it as well there, and all-offensive second team. So we ended up as a 5th seed in the West, which is amazing. Let's go ahead and see if we can come out here and win a championship year number 1. Obviously, that would be amazing, but let's see if we can do just that. So somebody current round against the Clippers, who obviously, the Thunder made a trade with a long time ago. We could ruin their dreams, but let's see if we can. And we are going to get bounced in 7, which is okay, honestly, because we can go ahead and improve our bench. And man, that is a big win for the Clippers. If the Clippers would have, lost to the team that they made the trade with a long time ago, that just would have been, I don't know. That would have been so embarrassing for the Clippers. But the Clippers, nonetheless, do make it all the way to the NBA Finals, despite the Mavericks almost pushing them to 7, or they did push them 7, and the Clippers go on and win the championship. So we lost to the team that eventually went to the championship, but we'll be there next year. I'm not really too worried about that. So let's go to the lottery. We might still have a lottery pick. Obviously, that Rockets pick is still here. Again, it is top 4 protected, so if it does fall in the top 4, we don't actually get it, unfortunately. So let's see what happens. And it is going to actually fall to 7, so we actually get a 7th overall pick. Wow, absolutely amazing. So not only do we add Lauri Markkanen, we get to add another young player to this rotation, which is amazing. Of course, we could trade this pick, but having rookies under team control, very important. Although, again, obviously, this team has a lot of young players as it is already, but a 7th overall pick, I don't think you pass on that. Obviously, you draft whoever you can get at 7. We can get another young big man. I think that's the main thing we need is another a better young center. Obviously, I don't hate Jalen Williams. Pokusevski's fun, but I think we can get a better backup 5 or a better backup power forward in general. That's probably the best way to go about things. And then Casey Wallace, Isaiah Joe will probably be our backcourt next year, backup backcourt. Lou Dort, I'm going to keep around as our backup 3. And then, yeah, I think the main thing we need to focus on is our front court, or at least the bench front court. So let's see what happens. So number 1, Montez Buzelis goes to the Hornets. Number 2, Alex Sars going to the Wizards. Kobe Walter to the Pacers. Justin Edwards. And then you got Nikola Toppin going. Stephon Castle. So obviously we could walk away with either Isaiah Collier, Donovan Clingan, or Ron Holland. So you really can't go wrong with any of these guys. Donovan Clingan, starter, floor starter. So he's guaranteed to be a starter. We could have that as a backup, or we could draft Ron Holland. I just drafted Ron Holland in the Hornets video, so I think I'm going to go ahead and take Donovan Clingan today to change it up. So we'll go ahead and have Clingan be our backup 5 for the future. And then I will take Mark Mitchell here in round 2 out of Duke. So pretty good draft. Feeling good about that. Let's go see what we got. So got a 76 overall, ready to play backup 5 next year immediately. And then Chet, Jalen Williams, Isaiah Joe, and Aaron Wiggins will accept all those. Qualifying offers. Pokusevski is a free agent. If he wants to come back as qualifying offer, I'm totally okay with that. And then free agency, we could still sign a backup 4 if we want, like Watford, Najee Marshall, or whatever. But I think we'll have a 9-man rotation ready. So what I'm going to do is I'm curious. If I move Casey Wallace to point guard, he goes down, which kind of sucks. Isaiah Joe, of course, going to do the same thing. I'm gonna move Case Wallace to point guard regardless. He'll probably progress anyway still. So Trey Mann and Case Wallace will fight for that backup point guard spot. Isaiah Joe will 100% be the backup 2. Lou Dort backup 3, and then Kenrich Williams, and then Donovan Clingan. So obviously we could sign a backup 5 if we wanted to as well, but I'm cool with just rolling with Donovan Clingan. I'm pretty confident player progression is going to treat us very well here, so let's see if that is the case. Lenny Waters, Keontae Johnson are back. Shea is up to a 96. Chet's up to an 89. Lauren Markkanen up to an 87. Joe Williams 84. Josh Giddey up. Isaiah Joe, Terrence Mann is all the way, or Trey Mann, sorry. And then Case Wallace is all the way up. Jalen Williams out of Santa Clara is also up. Or is it? No, this is Arkansas. Sorry. I get them confused sometimes. All right. I'm going to go ahead and get in this next season. I mean, we didn't do too much. We just drafted Donovan Clingan, but we kind of had a rotation set as it is. Obviously, we still have the potential to go all in at the deadline even further if we want to. Like, that's definitely a possibility. We still have all these draft picks we could use at our disposal. I'm going to try not to get too crazy, but if, like, we were at the deadline and we can get, like, a really good player, I don't think we can obviously hesitate on that. So it looks like we have to cut a couple guys, which obviously was going to be the case eventually. I'm going to go ahead and cut Lenny Waters as well, unfortunately. So that will be what we decide to do. Powering is going to let us 4th overall. Balanced 4-star under Mark. And here is your rotation. Shea, Josh Giddey, Jalen Williams, Lauren Markkanen, Chet Holmgren, Lou Dort, Isaiah Joe, Trey Mann, and Casey Wallace, which leaves Jalen Williams, Aaron Wiggins, Donovan Clingan out of the rotation. So our backup 5 still isn't playing. So I guess what we can do is we move Donovan Clingan to the G League to let him play, be even better next year. And I think that's what we'll do. So let's go ahead, summate the season. Let's see if it's even necessary to stop at the deadline. If we do, I will show you. If not, of course, I will see you guys at the end of year number 2. And if year 2 comes to an end and Jokic wins MVP, Alex Sarr Rookie of the Year, Jalen Duren 6th man on the Lakers. I don't know why the Pistons always let him go. It makes no sense. Wemby Defensive Player, Kuminga Most Improved, and Steph is your Clutch Player of the Year, and Bickerstaff Coach of the Year, and Harrison is your Executive. So I assume Shea makes one of these again. He does make All-NBA third team, which is amazing. All defensive first team and all defensive Shea once again, all defensive second team. So we have the first team in the West. No surprise there. Obviously, the Thunder only get better as you keep simulating. And of course, we have Markkanen on the team now, but 23 from Shea, 18 from Markkanen, and 18 from Chet. Now, unfortunately, Markkanen did not want to sign an extension at the deadline, but we should still get him back in free agency. I did extend Isaiah Joe, though. Obviously, an amazing shooter, 45% from 3. So yeah, we extended him, of course. But let's go ahead and see if we can get far in the playoffs. We obviously got bounced in round 1 last year. Now we get the Rockets. We have Fred VanVleet, Jalen Green, Brooks, Jabari Shingun. So there's another young team in Houston that's really solid. Let's somebody cut around against them, and let's see what happens. So we are going to end up beating them in 6. So we're on to round 2, and now we get the Pelicans. So the Pelicans, Fultz, Herb Jones, Ingram, Zion, Joe Val, CJ McCollum, Trey Murphy, and Dyson Daniels. Somebody cut around against them. And we're going to bounce them in 5, and now we get the Phoenix Suns. So Kevin Durant's former squad here. Obviously, they have Devin Booker, Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal should be playing tonight, so hopefully the big 3 can play a full game. Especially since Kevin Durant's getting frustrated, I guess. I don't know how true those reports were. Obviously came from Woj. But their bench is kind of terrible. Although Andre Drummond the other night had like a 20-20 game. So somebody occur around against the Suns, and we beat them in 6, and now we're in the NBA Finals to play the New York Knicks. Okay. So obviously, Jalen Brunson, DiVincenzo, RJ Randall, Mitchell Robinson, Quickly, Hart, Quentin Grimes, and Killian Hayes. Can we come out here and beat the Knicks to win our first championship of the video? Knicks are going to give us some problems here. We're not going to win here, are we? Maybe. We just got to even it up. So let's see if we can win this huge game 5 or game 6 in New York to force a game 7 back to Oklahoma City. Right now, it's going to be relatively close. Do we take the lead at the end? No, we're going to lose. So unfortunately, lose to the New York Knicks. So that sucks. We get to the finals. But next step next year is win the championship. I'm not too worried about it. I think not having a backup 5 in the rotation is really hurting us. That's pretty important always in 2K. So when Donovan Clingan steps up next year, that should change a lot of the dynamic for us. We get Miami's pick at number 18. And then do we have anything else? I honestly figured I'd have a lot more picks, but no. Staff signing. Let's see what we got here. We're going to keep Mark, of course. I don't think there's any reason to move on from him. He's been pretty good for the Thunder. And then we're going to just sign a big man coach, and then we'll be ready to roll. So not too much going to happen here. And I don't think I'll be doing too much either, obviously, as far as like getting like upgrades. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. So I'm just going to skip past the draft. 2K can take whoever they want with that pick. I'm not too concerned about it. We're going to get Carter Bryant and Connie Carr. Welcome to the team, both of you. Player options, Mark Mitchell. Although I just drafted him, I'm going to decline it. I'm going to accept all 3 of these, of course. And then qualifying offers, Trey Mann, Josh Giddey, also free agent. I'm going to not re-sign Trey Mann as much as I want to, but I think we're going to have to let him go. Josh Giddey, on the other hand, of course, I'm going to re-sign him. I kind of thought about moving up at the deadline, but decided against it. So I'm going to go ahead and re-sign Lauren Markkanen, of course, and then we're going to re-sign Josh Giddey, and then I think we're going to renounce everybody else. So let's renounce Aaron Wiggins, Trey Mann, and then Mark Mitchell. So unfortunately, guys, appreciate your services for the time you were here, but we're ready to let, like Wallace take the keys and also Klingon join the rotation. So that should give us Shea, Casey Wallace, Isaiah Joe, Josh Giddey, Jalen Williams, Lou Dort, and then Lauren Markkanen, Kendrick Williams, and then, obviously Jalen Williams, Donovan Klingon. So I'm also going to try to get a better backup power forward potentially. So Jonathan Isaac, Najee Marshall. I'm going to sign Najee Marshall to be our backup 4. Whether he plays or not remains to be seen, but we're signing him anyway. And now I'm going to player progression, and let's see what this is about to look like now that we've done all of that. Hopefully Klingon goes up like crazy. He is up to a 79, so he'll be a perfect backup 5. Also can shoot A+ 3-point rating, which is amazing. A rebounding. So yeah, I think him joining the rotation is going to be really, really helpful. I think it really is, because centers, 2K loves them. Rebounding, very important stat. If you watched that Kenny video a long time ago, years ago, when it's pretty much impossible in a championship if everyone can't rebound, like that's the most important stat in 2K, is rebounding, which is why you need a backup 5 playing. So let's go ahead and load this draft class. I don't assume we're going to need it. I think this next season we're going to win a championship. I really do. That's how confident I am. Power rankings are going to list 3rd overall. Proficiency is now 4.5. And this is what your rotation is looking like. It's Shea, Josh Giddey, Jalen Williams, Lauren Markkanen, Chet Holmgren, Casey Wallace, Lou Dort, Isaiah Joe, and Donovan Klingon. That's exactly what I wanted to see it as. So I will see you guys at the end of year 3, where hopefully we're hoisting a Lombardi. Not a Lombardi trophy. An NBA championship trophy. This isn't football. All right, so year number 3 here, the first in the Western Conference, and we went 61-21. Won our last 4 games in a row. Let's go take a look at the player stats for the season. And as I mentioned, I'm pretty confident this is the year we win a championship. 18 from Markkanen, 23 from Chet, and 23 from Shea, 14 from Giddey, 11 from Jalen Williams, 10 from Lou Dort, 9, and also 5, and then also almost a block, and then 7 from Casey Wallace. Okay. Portland in round 1, Scoot, Shaden Sharp, Thibault Grant, Ayton, Anthony Simons, Robert Williams, and Malcolm Brogdon. Portland does give me problems sometimes, but we are going to just sweep them. So that's a great start. Now get the Mavericks, of course. They have Jalen Green with Luka Doncic. Interesting fit there. No more Kyrie Irving, though. Dante Exum, Obi Toppin, Lively. So still a solid team in Dallas. Hopefully we don't lose to Luka. We're up 3-1, and we're going to beat them in 5. We're in the conference finals again. New Orleans just beat them last year. Hopefully we can just do that again, and now we get the NBA Finals in front of us, and we are going to sweep the Pelicans, so no sweat there. Now we get the Pistons, who, of course, are so terrible in real life, but in 2K with how young their roster is. They also added Miles Bridges, which apparently they're interested in him in real life, according to Shams. Stephon, Marcus Sasser, Bruce Brown. They actually have a solid team in Detroit, so not sleeping on this team by any means, but hopefully we don't lose to them. Game 1. Game 2, Game 3, and man, we're about to go win a championship. I might even jump in and get some gameplay to end this video, because this video wasn't even very long. I barely did anything, but that's just the beauty of the Thunder, man. They're already really good. So, let's come out here. 4 minutes and 15 seconds left. Let's see. Let's jump in and get these last few minutes of gameplay. 2 minutes and 20 seconds left. Let's jump in with this beautiful roster we built with Chet, Shea, Lauren Markkanen. Just such a beautiful fit, man. Again, Oklahoma City in real life, if they were to get Laurie Markkanen, I think that fit is just like so seamless. It's not even funny. It's like a glove, man. It really is. So, Cade driving to the basket. We got Casey Wallace on him, but we're going to foul him from behind. Markkanen with his 4th foul. We got Mr. Cade Cunningham to the free throw line. He is going to miss the first one. They're technically not out of this game just yet, but it would require me really sucking in the last 2 minutes, which isn't impossible. Like I could blow this lead. That definitely is not on the realm of possibility. Okay. I kind of want to Lauren Markkanen pick and pop with Shea. Like, look at this. Look at this. Let's see. Markkanen. Okay, Cade actually played good defense on it. But can I get a nice little turnaround fadeaway or I guess that was more of a hook shot. But we score. And he's got 31 points tonight, 71% from shooting from the field. But Markkanen having a great game. Cade Cunningham. I got Shea on him. Let's see what Cade Cunningham decides to do. Man, he kind of just torched me, I'm not going to lie, but he misses the basket. Let's go to Shea here. All right, I want to try this again. Markkanen, I need a pick and pop from you. Let's see if we can get it this time. Okay, don't play good defense on it. Just kidding. Actually, he's open. Markkanen from 3. I released it too early. In and out, though. I don't know why, but the defender coming over made me nervous. Whatever. Asar Thompson. We could probably let him shoot, shouldn't we? Asar's going to drive it to Stewart. He's going to pass it out to Ivy. Ivy's going to have Chet on him. He's going to get a screen from Miles Bridges. I'm out there like butter on toast, and I play good defense on that, and Ivy almost gets the offensive rebound, but does not. All right, let's go to Shea once again. This time, let's do it with Mr. Chet Holmgren. Let's see if we can get a nice little pick and pop with Chet Holmgren. Just kidding. You know what? I'm just going to drive to the basket with Shea, and we're going to miss that. Man, 57 seconds left in the clock. I don't want to go for the steal, but I foul instead, which probably wasn't very smart, but whatever. Troy at the free throw line. Miles Bridges is going to make the first one. We got 55 seconds left to make another shot in this game, which I think I could do. And he's going to make the second one. All right. Enough fooling around. Let's get a basket in. Let's get a basket in. All right. Markkanen. Let's get this pick and pop perfect this time. Just kidding. We don't even need it. Let's just take it. How did I miss that? Okay, whatever. Asar Thompson to Cade Cunningham. He's going to make the layup. I don't know how I missed that dunk with Shea. That was pretty heartbreaking, but whatever. Okay, now they're going to full court press me. You're going to make this mistake, Detroit. Really? You really think full court pressing me is the right thing to do? This is what happens when you full court press me. There we go. We got it that time. Get an and one on top of that. All right. See if we can make this. Wow, that free throw. Oh, I still made it. Wow, okay, awesome. All right, Cade Cunningham's going to get the ball. I think that's going to be all she wrote. We're about to go hoist a trophy. Larry O'Brien trophy is more what I meant to say earlier, but let's see what Cade Cunningham does here. Actually got good defense on it, but he does get around me. 23 seconds left on the clock. Do we just hold the ball for good sportsmanship, or do we go ahead and try to take another basket? This is 2K for crying out loud. Let's go try to make another basket. Can I just drive around Cade? Let's get some revenge for what he just did to me. Shea is a cheat code, man. Let's go. This is probably on like rookie mode, honestly. Just kidding. I think it's on not Hall of Fame. This we got to steal. An accidental steal. I'll just let the clock run out now. So this is on like All-Star, I think. I'm pretty sure this is All-Star. This definitely is not Hall of Fame. I was kidding about that. But you know what? Screw it. I'm taking a 3 to end this one. Give me a 3. Let's go. At the buzzer. Just kidding. It doesn't go in. All right, boys. Fun little video. Obviously, again, when it comes to teams like this, the way I like to think about it is I just joined the group project, right? Like, I didn't do too much in the group project. You guys remember in school when you get carried by someone else in the group project? I did that one time sometimes, and then the other times on the other hand where I did most of the work. Like, that happens sometimes. But that's kind of where I was at this point. Sam Presti, obviously, in real life did all the work, and now I just kind of joined in and got a good grade for it. I don't know why Asar Thompson's celebrating with us. I guess 2K still hasn't fixed this. That's cool, I guess. So Asar Thompson, can you imagine if a player on the other team handed the trophy? Like, what is this? This is funny. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video regardless. Thank you guys for watching. Markkanen in Oklahoma City. What do you guys think? This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.